So today I'm going through some of my old drawings and picking out one to redraw, but here's the twist. I'm gonna complete the redrawing with new supplies that were sent to me from Arrtx. So as I was saying, they were kind enough to send me a 66 pack of their pastel alcohol brush markers. And I don't really think I ever had like a dedicated pastel set of markers, so this is gonna be new for me, a little bit of a challenge. But before I crack the markers open, let me find a piece that I can redraw for this video. Now I kinda wanna do like a full body drawing, that's why all of these are on a big piece of paper, but I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this old Kakashi drawing I made this back in 2021, I wanna say, so like 4 years ago. Yeah, man, we can definitely go with this one, be a nice redrawing I can use the new markers with. So let me set them to the side for now. They came in this nice case too, like you can like prop it up sideways. I realized you're supposed to store like the alcohol brush markers horizontal, sideways. I've been always putting them straight up. That's wrong. So let me store them like this. But right now, let me go ahead and grab some paper. Like I said, this is gonna be a full body drawing, and I don't think I'm gonna draw him like sitting down like I did with the old one. I'll show this as a quick reminder. This time around for the new drawing, I think I'm gonna just have him standing, like maybe in a little bit of a pose. So I'm gonna need to set up this paper vertically. It's been so long since I drew like a full body character. So, you know, I'm a little bit rusty, actually a little bit nervous. I haven't drawn like shoes and legs and feet. I usually just draw the torso and head of like people and characters and stuff. So as always, I'm gonna start with just a light sketch, the gesture, try to capture the movement, the pose that he's in. Now, as I said, I'm gonna draw him standing up, but I don't want him to look too stiff. So the reference I use, he's gonna kind of be like mid-walk. And I'm doing that just to add a little bit more movement, you know, make it a little bit more dynamic. I know I didn't draw him in like an action pose or anything. Maybe next time I'll do that. Now, I already got started on this piece of paper, but come to think of it, bro, I did just buy like a big sketchbook that I definitely could have did this new drawing in, because I haven't even drawn anything in the sketchbook. I could have broke it in with this drawing, but I just must have completely forgot. I just turned my head and saw it like sitting right next to me too. That's why I thought about it. But anyway, you can see I got a loose sketch of kind of the pose that I'm gonna have him in. And about 2 hours later, here's how it looked with the details added. And of course, we're gonna focus on the coloring, so I did have to ink it, polish it up, and lay everything down to get ready to use the markers. So finally, man, let me crack open this package. Now these are, like I said earlier, pastel colors. So these are all like really light shades. And these are dual-sided alcohol brush markers. So there's a brush side, that's what I'm mainly using right now, and there's a chisel tip side. I personally like using the brush side for the flexibility, and it's just easier to blend in my opinion with that side. I had to keep checking the older drawing I did to see what colors I needed to find, what colors I needed to pull out of the box. But so far through this portion of the coloring process, I don't really have too much complaints. These markers feel really comfortable in my hand. It's easy to use. And as you saw in the package, there is 66 colors. I kind of feel like I should have just used a bunch of like random colors on this. Instead of like going by the reference and using like the colors he actually wears, I feel like I should have just tried to use as many markers as possible on this one piece, just to test out like a wider range of the colors, because I've been putting this blue marker to use. It's been getting a lot of work so far. Now listen, I have used Arrtx products, a lot of Arrtx products before in the past, but usually I use their acrylic markers, the acrylic brush markers or the acrylic point tip, chisel tip markers. That's mainly what I use. This is the first time using their alcohol brush markers. And honestly, I'm impressed with these. I like these markers. And you know, I've been using alcohol brush markers for so long, probably for like 6-7 years now. So it is like my main medium of choice. So I kind of knew I was probably gonna enjoy these. Now this is a pastel set, so I don't think there's a gray marker. Let me check real quick. Now, I don't think there's a gray marker in there, so for his hair, because his hair is gray, I think I'm gonna use a really light shade of purple for that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I think this is actually gonna look nice on him. And for his clothes, like the sleeves and his pants, I think I'm gonna use a little bit darker shade of purple, just for a little bit of shading with the creases and everything. But listen, you can see how the full completed piece turned out right here. The new redrawing using the Arrtx Oros pastel markers. Definitely enjoyed using them, but let me know which piece turned out better, the old versus the new. Y'all gotta let me know, but new videos coming soon, so thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.